call the Fitchburg City Council to order. Councilor Tran, would you please lead us in the salute to the flag?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please conduct the roll call?
President Kushmarek.
Present.
Councilor Bean.
Here.
Councilor Boishman.
Present.
Councilor Beazall.
Present.
Councilor Clark.
Here.
Councilor Di Natale. Here. Councilor Donnelly.
Here.
Councilor Green.
Present.
Councilor Joseph.
Here.
Councilor Caddy.
Here.
Councilor Tran.
Here.
Public forum. Anyone wishing to speak on any matter on the agenda may do so for not more than 2 minutes. If you're addressing public hearing petitions, you'll have an opportunity to speak at that time. Please approach the center table and identify yourself by name and address for the record and the item number on the agenda which you're addressing. Does anyone wish to speak at this time? Good evening, Mr. Terigny.
Good evening, councilors. For the record, my name is AJ Terigny, Chief of Staff to Mayor Di Natale. I'm speaking on order number 246-17 as well as 249-17. I'm asking for suspension on the rules on those two orders. Unfortunately, I'm working against Mother Nature with those two specific projects.
Motion for suspension on 246-17.
I have a motion and second for suspension of the rules on 246-17. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. The matter is before you.
Motion to approve 246-17.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve 246-17. Speaking to the motion, Councilor Di Natale.
Is there any matching funds or any city funds that we're using for this project?
Yes, sir. There would be roughly the total project cost is $277,000. So that delta of $27,000 will be coming out of the PEG funds that we received from the licensees that are allowed to operate within the city of Fitchburg.
So
And
no
then-
supplemental budget, no free cash, it's already, okay,
From last year's budget.
okay,
That's correct.
thank you.
I have a motion and second to approve 246-17. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous.
Motion for
Mayor, you'll have
suspension
an
on
opportunity.
249-17.
Second.
I have a motion and second for suspension of the rules on 249-17. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is
Would you
unanimous.
already be
Matter is
adopted?
before you.
Second.
I have a motion and second that 249-17 be adopted. Speaking to the motion,
Thank
Mayor
you.
Di Natale.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to mention that this was through the efforts of not just my office, but certainly through the Lieutenant Governor, Karen Polito. We want to extend our thanks to her in seeking out and finding the $250,000. I believe that came out of Mass Development, did it not?
Yes, sir.
It did. So we thank her for her efforts, and once again demonstrates her commitment to the city of Fitchburg and to its people. Thank you.
Just speaking on the motion, I'll add a thank you, Mr. Mayor. This has been an issue more than a decade in the making. This has been an issue that has plagued businesses both on Main Street and along Airport Road for some time now, and it's really prevented economic development efforts throughout the city. And over the past 2 years, you've really made this a priority, and I appreciate you working with the council to move this forward. This is we're fast tracking this certainly, but this is exciting to be able to get to this point, and this will go a long way in helping some of those businesses that have been affected for such a long time. Councilor Joseph.
I would just ask, and I know that everybody has Mr. Cody's interest in mind, and he has his own interests in mind, but at this point, when this starts, that we stay in communication with him so that if there's any adverse impact to his business that wasn't anticipated, that we're on top of that and we don't leave him hanging for any period of time. He's got a new business. He's doing very well. I just want to make sure that we don't do anything to jeopardize that. And I know this is going to help him in the long run, but in the short term, during the construction, if there's anything that he needs, please help him out with that. Thank you.
Mr. President, just very, very quickly, I know we're under the gun with timing here, but I wanted to make sure that the viewing public understood the mayor's efforts when he took office in 2016. This is a battle that the city's been fighting for over a decade. Especially, one of the biggest advocates is Mark Freeman from Steel Fab on Airport Road, expressing the difficulties that he's been having with high-speed internet and trying to run his company. So this is not only a job retention issue, but this is also a job creation issue that the city is addressing. And this will, as you can see in the maps that I passed out and also in your packet, it's looking at the southern part of Main Street, bringing high-speed internet from essentially TD Bank all the way down to Santander Bank, including the across the street, a small block along the corner of Blossom and Main Street. The other area is Airport Road, and that is bringing it from essentially the Leominster line up to Needham Electric almost, where the bridge is at. And this is also Senator Flanagan also worked on this issue with us when she was in office, trying to secure funds for this particular project. And I'd be remiss that we didn't mention also not only the Lieutenant Governor, but Secretary Jay Ash for his efforts, and Ed Starzik, the Director of Land Planning and Permitting in Mass Development. This has been a coordinated effort amongst the IT department, our Chief Procurement Officer, our City Solicitor, and certainly our DPW team, in trying to get this issue resolved. And this, again, will bring high-speed internet, believe it or not, in the 21st century to parts of town that are considered dark. And especially our airport. We have several businesses in our airport. Our airport's is a staging area for times of emergency, and there hasn't been access to internet. And I'm proud to report that I was with the mayor today, driving on Airport Road, and they're stringing cable as we speak on those poles. This money will go strictly towards trenching. It will set the readiness for the fiber to go into the ground, so that by the end of this year, those areas will have high-speed internet. Anything else you guys like to add?
They going in the ground on the Airport Road?
Sections.
Sections of Airport Road,
Blueberry Lane,
Cobbler Drive,
Cobbler Drive.
and everything else will be on the
Drive
pole.
down to the airport?
No, airport will be aerial, but it's Cobbler Drive, the
Street.
the industrial park there, to the right.
All right.
Thank you to all those involved. I have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. Motion carries.
Could we send out some letters of thank yous to the people involved to give us the funding?
The people,
Giving us
Involved.
the funding?
absolutely.
AJ can be of assistance with that, who should be receiving them.
Absolutely. Thank you, Counselor, for your support.
Thank you. Resuming with the agenda, if there are no objections, we'll now hear an oral report from the Appointments Committee. Counselor Bean.
Mr. President, the Fitchburg City Council Appointments Committee met tonight. We had 4 appointments before us. The first one was a new appointment, Board of Register of Voters, Joanne Hughes, term to expire April 1st, 2019, passed unanimously. Fitchburg Cultural Council, we had 2 people, Thomas J. Gustanis and Matthew Crouch. Those both passed unanimously. And then we had a reappointment, Veteran Service Commissioner, Michelle Marino, expire October 1st, 2020, and that, again, passed unanimously. Motion to approve the appointments.
I have a motion and second to approve the appointments. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. I'd like to mention we have with us this evening Mr. Tom Justanius joining our Cultural Council. Thank you for your service to the city, and look forward to you working for the best interests of the city's cultural interest. Now hear a report from the Committee on Records. Councilor Donnelly.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the report from the Committee on Records. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. The motion carries. Communications from His Honor the Mayor. One letter of appointment this evening for Mr. Todd Pickett, 131 East Road, Westminster, as Animal Control Officer and Inspector of Animals.
Was it referred to the Appointments Committee?
We'll refer that to the Appointments Committee. Turning to the agenda, City Property Committee, Councilor Joseph.
City Property Committee met on October 10th. There was 5 items on the agenda. 19317 to rename the parcel of land corresponding to Order 17317 as detailed in the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Fitchburg and Ralph S. Baker, the Baker Family Forest Reserve for a period of not less than 30 years. We amended that to read the Baker Family Public Forest Reserve, both at the request of the donator, because it is a public property and he wants it to be used, and we thank him very much for that. 22517 to Treasurer to remove from the side yard sale program 768 Water Street, previously designated to the program by the City Council. Order 21617, and designate to the city's tax title custodian for disposition was granted. 21017, again, the treasurer to declare as excess the following property and designated as side yard sale, 14 Gage Street. That was also approved 3-0. 22417, the treasurer to accept in deed of lieu of foreclosure under General Law 60, subsection 77C, for the parcel of land at 116 Day Street as outlined in the enclosed petition, was also granted 3-0.
Would the committee's report be accepted?
Second.
I have a motion and second to accept the report from the City Property Committee. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. Finance Committee, Council Genitali.
Finance met on last Tuesday evening, the 10th, and took up the following. 23417, order that the City of Fitchburg approves the expenditure of funds from the Mass Executive Office of Public Safety and Security State 911 Department grant in the approximate amount of $115,227 for the purpose of said grant, which is to support salaries and provide repair and enhancement to the E911 service system in the Police Department. That was unanimous. 23517, whereas in the opinion of the City Council, it is in the financial interest of the City of Fitchburg to execute a certain payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement with Fitchburg Renewables, LLC, and Ralphie Company, LLC, and whereas the execution of this agreement will provide more financial certainty as to the stream of income from personal property taxes as outlined in the order. That was adopted unanimously. And last but not least, 24117, order whereas the Fitchburg Municipal Airport Commission has voted unanimously at its regular meeting on September 27th, 2017, to approve a lease agreement of office space within the airport terminal building for airport purposes with the FCA Flight Center, which agreement is attached here too as outlined in the enclosed order. That was adopted.
Motion to accept the Finance Committee report.
I have a motion and second to accept the Finance Committee report. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. Motion carries. Public Works Committee report, Council Caddy.
18617, Council Paul Boschman to please repair sidewalks starting at 337 Clarendon Street and 341 Clarendon Street up to LaGrove Street. Sidewalk is very unsafe. It was granted. 18917, Council Jody Joseph and Robert Graves to replace blacktop sidewalk with original concrete sidewalk in front of 76 Abbott Ave, was granted. 19117, Council Angelo Bizzo to grind a stump and repair sidewalk located at 97 Lincoln Street, it was granted. 19617, Council Jody Joseph to repair sunken sidewalk in front of 1117 Connor Street, granted. 21217, Council Mike Krishmerek to install and repair berm around the perimeter of 26 Caswell Street, be granted. 21317, Council Marcus DiNatale to repair sidewalk along Forest Hill Cemetery abutting Park Hill Plaza from Nicholas Field to the Rotary at Electric Ave. Primary purpose would be to seal the cracks, large gaps along this stretch, that was granted. 23217, Councilor Amy Green to request to fix the patch basin located at 92 Charles Street, brought to my attention by resident Beverly DeCosta of 104 Charles Street, was given leave to withdraw. And last, 23317, Councilor Michael Krishmerek to repair a section of city-owned chain link fence on Pleasant Street at its intersection with Spring Street, was granted.
Will the committee's report be accepted?
I have a motion and second to accept the Public Works Committee report. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor? All those opposed? It is unanimous. Motion carries. Orders other, 24717, order authorizing the city clerk to notify the voters the special state primary to be held on Tuesday, November 7th, 2017.
Motion for suspension of the rules on 24717 and 24817.
Second.
I have a motion and second for suspension of the rules on 247 and 24817. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The matter is before you.
Motion to approve 247 and 24817.
Second.
Motion and second, multiple, to approve 247 and 24817. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. Motion carries. Ordinances, 25017, an ordinance to erect no parking signs opposite the already existing signs from South Street to Ellis Street. A new line shall be implemented below the line regarding Electric Avenue, and the following words shall be inserted thereon. 1, the words Ellis Street under the name of street column. 2, by inserting the word south, the side column. 253 by inserting the words "from 54 feet from South Street to Ellis Street" in the location column, in accordance with the provisions of 16924. Upon the following streets or parts thereof, parking is hereby prohibited: Ellis Street South, from South Street for a distance of 54th Street. Reference petition 7813, first reading.
Motion to send 25017 to its first reading.
Second.
Motion and second to send 25017 to its first reading. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It's unanimous.
Move 25117 and 25217 be moved to the first reading.
Thank you, Counselor Bean.
Second.
I have a motion and second to send 251 and 25217 to their first readings. Speaking to the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. Motion carries. Petitions 25317.
Motion to send 25317 up to and including 25517 to their respective committees and groups.
I have a motion and second to send 25317 up to and including 25517 to their respective committees and groups. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is unanimous. Motion carries.
Motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
I have a motion and second to adjourn. Speaking to the motion, just a couple of announcements this evening. On Saturday, October 21st at 10 a.m. at the Fitchburg Armory, the Human Rights Commission will hold a community outreach forum to determine community needs and services moving forward. And they ask all to join in this important conversation and discussion about needs throughout the community and how the Human Rights Commission can play a role. The second is a comedy show to benefit Friends of the Fitchburg Veterans. That'll be held on Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m. Doors will open at 7 p.m. This will be held at the American Legion, 200 Daniel Street in Fitchburg. $10 ticket in advance, $15 at the door. To purchase tickets, you can purchase either at the Veterans Office or by calling 978-829-1797. Certainly benefits a worthy cause, and hope that folks can join. Any further announcements? I have a motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, councilors.